Namaste Losties, welcome to the midweek edition of the official fan show for Lost on Sky One. Hey, let's take some time out to map out the facts so far from season 5 and try and get our heads around the best television show ever made, ever. Before we have the fact fest, here are the fact givers. Paul Terry.
Hello. All right.
Geeky Tom.
Hello. Good.
Time for some facts. Ben has brought 2 of the Oceanic 6 to Ms. Hawkins, Jack and Sun. Hurley is in prison. Side has done a runner, and both Kate and Aaron have also escaped. Fact. Desmond and Penny have a baby called Charlie. Ms. Hawking is Faraday's mother. Widmore knew where Ms. Hawking lived. Desmond is in Los Angeles. Fact. Sawyer, Juliet, Miles, Faraday and Jin have been skipping through time. Charlotte once lived on the island. Returning has resulted in her death. Faraday was also on the island with the Dharma Initiative. Locke has to be sacrificed to save the other Losties. Fact. Christian Shepherd says he met Locke in the cabin. The smoke monster is a security system for the temple. Rousseau's team have entered the mysterious temple. Robert tried to shoot Rousseau. Rousseau killed her team, claiming that they have the sickness. Fact. Them's the facts. Nice. Let's talk about this mysterious island. Charlotte says this place is death.
Yeah.
Paul Terry.
Serious stuff.
Tell us about it.
Oh, it's well, I guess a lot of the fans who are kind of in the sort of the purgatory, the boring purgatory theory.
Oh, there's no one still thinks purgatory.
No, but they're probably starting to think, oh, maybe we're onto something because, you know, if this place is death, has it got some sort of limbo connotation? But I don't think that's true. I don't think that rings true at all.
Can I say, if there's anyone watching this who thinks that purgatory and limbo is still an option, switch off now. We don't want you here, for goodness sake. You would agree with that, wouldn't you, Tom?
Absolutely, 100%.
There's a lot of rubbish shows who kept going on about purgatory, though. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but now, exciting, we saw the temple at last.
Well, we've seen like the outside wall of what we think is the temple, but we've not seen like a temple of any kind, have we yet? So,
the hieroglyphs.
Frustrating.
The hieroglyphs popped up there that we see
yes.
on in the hatch on the.
Yeah. And when did didn't someone analyse that way back on one of our old podcasts, like what they might have meant and Egyptian symbols things?
Yes, they did.
Someone rewind that and yeah.
Let us know. The French crew.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Back to the level again.
Well done. The French crew get changed.
Oh.
Something happens to them when they go underneath the temple. Is that the smoke monster? Is that the temple?
Or is it something they've seen that makes them want to, that they realise it's so important they have to kill Rousseau? Maybe she affects the island in some way that.
Oh, I know why they need to kill Rousseau. I know why they need to kill Rousseau. The baby, Alex. Alex is going to be more significant than we perhaps first thought.
Alex is dead.
Oh yeah, good point. Hey, listen, nothing stays dead on the island for that long. If you move the island, you can't come back. That's what we were told.
That's a lie.
It's nonsense, isn't it? Ben's going back, and it looks like Locke is as well.
Yeah, I think they all will. And I think there's... who said it was Ben, wasn't it, though, that said it? If you move the island, you can't come back. Yeah, Ben's a liar. A horrible, stinking, bug-eyed liar. I said bug-eyed for a while, so got that in.
And the island, would you say the island is exerting control over people? Again, it's that thing we flirt with occasionally, that maybe the island is a living entity in its own way.
Well, is it the island, or is it, as we said, in the other episode, is it sort of space-time continuum doing some kind of course correcting of its own bizarre nature? Is it not the island specifically? Just
I'm hearing a little gasp. I'm hearing a tiny little gasp over here, like a mouse. Tom.
I thought we decided the island didn't have a physical presence. No, we still think that it could be
the island is a physical presence.
That as in it has some kind of emotion, like has a personality, let's say.
Thank you, that's better. We've got. I'm ignoring it.
Why am I even here?
I'm not in the mood. We've got a forum post from Ben Linus is a good guy. Rousseau killed her husband and team because of their encounter with the island security system. This made me think back to Cindy. Who was Cindy? Oh, we talked about her. She's the lady with the teeth, the air stewardess with the teeth, who sees Jack in the prison. This made me think back to Cindy when she was taken by the others, and how the next time we saw her, she was perfectly okay with being an other. I think these people are taken to the temple where everything becomes clear.
Yeah, that's kind of how I think, that there is some overall truth that when you hear it, you're like, oh right, yeah, okay, cool. You know.
Well, even if you've got like an arm ripped off.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, that's all right.
Oh right, that's the secret of Lost. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Forum post, Gregor Rasputin. I think the island... Oh God, what am I about to say? I think the island is where you go to get judged by God. No, not purgatory, because you don't go to purgatory to get judged by God, and the writers of Lost have made this clear. This is not purgatory. When Smokey takes you down, oh, this is just awful. I actually want to eat my own fingers. When Smokey takes you down, it's like going down to the dark depths of hell. It chooses people who have done something very bad in their life. This is also why I think the Oceanic Six and Desmond were not supposed to leave the island, because they were not yet judged by God. When Charlotte says the island is death, it makes perfect sense. When you die, you get judged by God. First time I've done that this season. What?
You used to do that the whole time.
I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
What a load of tosh. Tom?
You're no good. It's on the floor.
That's
where it
nonsense,
belongs,
isn't it?
Yeah, I hate all the religious stuff.
Oh.
Everybody said it's time travel. Just accept it, please.
Paul Terry, was I being harsh there with Gregor?
No, because it's really sort of frightening Old Testament, scary fan, and I don't know if the fan believes that or they're just sort of saying, this is an idea, but I felt a little bit afraid.
Tosh.
You know.
Absolute tosh. Christian Shepherd.
Yeah.
It's nice to see him. I like him. You're not keen, though?
He's all right. You know, it's a bit... I want to know why he's there now, because it makes no sense.
Would you say that we're talking about this sickness that makes you possibly understand what the secret of the island is? He's obviously had a bit of that in his pipe, hasn't he?
But what
he's had some of that.
A bit of smoking the do.
A bit of Jacob.
Yeah. He's had something like that, because he's gone from being an alcoholic doctor, a dead alcoholic doctor, to being this guy that's like, hey man, the island's groovy, man, dig it.
I just want to know how he got in there. How they... Because was there any entrance to it that when it went through time? You know, when Locke was there?
Well, I'm guessing that I would guess that he is not a physical entity.
He can't have been, because they hadn't have blown the wall open to get in there, had they?
Best shot of episode 5.
Go on then.
Sawyer pulling that rope through the ground. That was wicked. I loved it.
He loves Locke, doesn't he?
I think you can let it go now. Help me dig it up, man. Some people are still. You're not buying this theory that Christian Shepherd is Jacob, are you? At all? I don't buy that.
I get it could be some sort of double bluff, but I don't think he is. No. The weird thing is, actually, when you start talking about Christian Shepherd, you realise how little you know about him, as in next to nothing. Because you know he's Jack's dad and he was an alcoholic, but the actual Christian Shepherd who's involved with the show at the moment and the storyline, we know nothing.
I reckon that Jack is going to, at some point, go back in time. Is going to see a young Christian Shepherd on the island.
Hey, Widmore. It'll be something like that.
Yeah, be groovy. Here's some Bible facts for you, in case you felt we've been lacking in those a little bit. Jacob is a great-great-grandfather of Aaron, the elder brother of Moses. So that's a connection there.
Go with Mr. Torn Up.
Well, hang on.
What about all this?
More religious.
No, we don't need that nonsense there. That would make something. So hang on a minute. Jacob is the great-great-grandfather of Aaron. So that could mean, this is just sweet, the gold that's running through my veins now. That Jacob is Christian Shepherd's dad, his grandfather, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess the Bible reference, if we took that as to be the main plot of the show, then yes, that would be true.
Neil Sellers says on Facebook, could Aaron be Jacob? No, is my answer. I was thinking that last week, but I don't buy it at all.
I thought you said that the other week as well.
Yeah, but I was talking a load of rubbish.
Okay, here are suggestions on the forums that, for who Jacob could be. These are from the people watching this now. Okay. I'll say one that's get your thoughts on it. Jacob could be Locke.
No. Could be.
If you just say could be for all of them, Tom, I'm going to slap your face.
I was going to do
it's
that.
All right.
I will slap your face.
Maybe.
Jack, I say yes. I say yes, he is. I texted you in the week thinking that
he doesn't ring true.
Can you go through them all,
Jack,
and then I'll tell you which one I think it is?
Locke, Jack, Christian Shepherd, Aaron, Walt?
Yeah.
Any of those you think could be Jacob?
Out of all of them, I'd probably go with you and Jack. you know,
Ian and Jack.
it's either you, Iain Lee,
Yes.
or Jack.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be... Walt. I forgot about Walt.
Yeah, because Walt came across as really important on the show way back, so I'm hoping that still rings true. But Walt being Jacob, nah. No.
Okay, well, we're not buying that. Walt did appear, of course, when he was off the island. He's appeared on the island since, when Locke was in the pit of dead people.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. And he's really
Got
tall.
to get up. You got to get up, Locke. There's guts there.
He's got a really deep voice, and he's about 7 foot tall. Charlotte is dead. It would be nice if we could just have a moment's silence, please, for Charlotte, who passed in this episode.
Sorry to interrupt your moment, but
Yes.
I'm not bothered.
How rude.
Can't believe it.
Not
Is this
bothered.
the last we're going to see of her, Paul Terry? She'll be back, surely. Well, first we've got to see a flashback of her in the 70s, early 80s, whenever it is.
Yeah, I hope so, because mainly because the season 5 with the Fraser characters, you sort of think you really want to find out more about all of them, and I think that Charlotte dying, I was really shocked. It's quite early on into the season, so hopefully they'll still do something with her character.
Someone came up to me with a theory that the Adam and Eve are Charlotte and Faraday.
Keep bringing that up, don't we?
Yeah, it's going to come to fruition at some point.
Yeah.
Stick with it. I still think it's Desmond and Penny, but Charlotte and Faraday made me...
It's quite nice.
I got a forum post from Amy. Maybe Charlotte's dad is Christian Shepherd. Well, he likes to spread it about a bit, so
Yeah.
it's a distinct possibility.
Judging by that theory, most children could be related to Christian.
Tom?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, he's my dad as well. Matthew Devaney on the forum says, Marvin Candle's baby might not be Miles. Could it not be a girl? Charlotte. Well, you just think about that for a second. Huh? There's a clue there as to why it probably isn't. The Asian connection.
A lot of people think John Terry is my dad, though, in a Jacob in a Christian Shepherd connection.
What, the football player?
No, the football player who's in Lost.
Well, as you know, Christopher Lee is my grandfather.
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia.
Is that true?
According to Wikipedia, it's true.
Well, it must be.
Exactly, it's a fact, it's on the internet. We've got an email from L. Smith who says, in episode 4, we see that the Losties are on the way to the Orchid Station. This reminded me of the start of episode 1, where we see Daniel Faraday in the Orchid as it was being built. Could this be during one of the flashes? In which case, all the Losties would be there when the Orchid was being built. Now, I'm only guessing here, that once Locke has rejigged the wheel, the flashes are going to stop. So whenever the Losties are at the moment that wheel is turned, that's when they stuck, sir.
So that'll be when they make the hatch or are somehow involved in the design and architectural.
Well, exactly.
build
But
of
we see Faraday actually doing some kind of manual work in episode 1.
gas canister like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
So he's doing something. So, this all makes sense. Well, then surely let's assume that the wheel has stopped turning, and so the flashes have stopped. Let's assume that. That means that yes, they could go and build the Orchid, or be part of the team that constructs the Orchid. And of course, Faraday could, it could be sort of early 80s or something, goes and sees young Charlotte.
Yeah, there we go. That is going to happen. You heard it here.
You heard it here first. Send us your webcam clip proving to us just how geeky you are. Please keep it to about 2 minutes, okay? Because we've got to sit through this stuff. We don't want to waste our lives. And you could be joining us here for the Season 5 finale for a Geek Off quiz. You can email us your clips to lostonsky1@sky.com. Paul Terry, the series so far, slow start I thought, picking up pace, looking like it's going to be a classic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's get a 3-word summary of the series so far, please.
Disturbing, thrilling, intrigue.
A bit boring, Tom. You can do better than that, can't you? 3 words, the series so far.
I don't understand what this adds to the show, me having to do it in 3 words. I'm sorry. I don't know, what, it's quite good? That's 3, isn't it?
It's quite good.
I can legitimately say that, can't I?
Okay, so there we go.
we go.
Tom's summary of the season so far in 3 words is quite good. Join us on Sunday when we're going to be discussing episode 6, which is entitled 316. In the meantime, you can watch all our Lost Initiative shows to date at sky.com/lost. Keep your theories and your emails coming until Sunday. Namaste. Christopher Lee is my grandfather.
Is that true?